Zimbabwe.
Thank you, Pearl, for those sporting details. Now we continue our rolling live coverage of the Zimbabwean general elections. In News Justine Palesa, we understand that the army is rolling into the heart of Harare this hour.
All right, there are also reports coming through. Maybe Peter can confirm the reports for us. It is reported that a man has died after being shot in the stomach by the army. But Peter is there, of course. Peter, very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much once again for joining us. Talk to us about the situation, and if you can, perhaps confirm the reports that a man has been shot dead by the army.
Where we are, Palesa, we can't tell, but we're busy tracking that story down, and we'll confirm it as soon as we can. The situation remains tense in Harare at the moment, and as we were saying earlier on, perhaps this was a little bit predictable because we had hints and warnings from the MDC leadership that they were not going to accept anything but a victory out of these elections, and the results have come through, and the governing party has been re-elected as the majority party in the National Assembly, and these are the first reactions that we've been getting and seeing, and scenes of violence across the capital, Harare. But to talk to us a little bit more about this situation and the election process is the Minister of Justice, Minister Ziyambi Ziyambi. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You must be concerned with the scenes that we've been witnessing this afternoon.
Yes, they are of concern. If you look at the pre-election environment, it was very peaceful, and we conducted ourselves in a manner that was dignified. But what we witnessed this afternoon from the MDC, disrupting business, breaking shop windows, was uncalled for, and we hoped that they were going to accept the results that their agencies signed for at each and every polling station. But again, when we were during the pre-election period, you would hear the MDC president indicating that he would not accept any other result except his win. And you wonder that you get into a contest and you say there's only one result that which will result in you and you alone winning. Then you begin to wonder, were they sincere when they entered the election?
You, as the Minister of Justice, one of the instruments that you're responsible for is the Electoral Act. Would you say that you're satisfied that the provisions of the Electoral Act have played out to result in a credible election so far?
Very much so. I would say that when the new dispensation came in November last year, I invited all the political parties and indicated my intention to amend the Electoral Act. And we took a lot of provisions that were brought forward by the MDCT, and we incorporated them into the Electoral Act, which I believe is a very good piece of legislation, and we have conducted ourselves very much in a manner that is commendable up to this stage. I would say I would commend ZEC for the manner that they have conducted the election so far.
The international observers that we were issuing their reports, initial reports, and there were some shortcomings that they raised consistently about sometimes ZEC not being transparent or cooperative. And I just wonder, as someone who I suppose has a concern that the Electoral Act is followed to the letter, what is your response to some of the comments that were made by the observers?
I would say that the comments that the observers made, by and large, generally, they were very fair. They spoke about ZEC being transparent, and I believe that their observation, according to them, they were not transparent. But I believe there were remedies if any political player felt that there were issues that could not have not been addressed. They spoke also about the diaspora vote. When we came in, our constitution had no provision for that, and the Constitutional Court actually issued a judgment to the effect that it's not constitutional. So much as they may speak about a diaspora vote, at this stage it was not possible to consider, because it is against our law, and issues of ballot box printing. Our constitution is very clear whose responsibility it is. It's not the players who have to do it, but the Independent Electoral Commission has the responsibility of procuring, of designing it and printing it. That's the constitution. Anything outside that, you will be doing things that are not constitutional. And I believe that ZEC, insofar as this election perhaps is the first one that we have held in this country that have been conducted in this manner.
All right, we're getting reports that there's a possibility that somebody may have been fatally shot by the army. I don't know if you can confirm that or if you know anything about that.
I'm not aware. I was in the command center busy, but I maybe it has happened. I don't know.
Have you been in contact with the president at all this afternoon regarding these developments?
No, I've not been in contact with him. I wait. I'm the presidential chief election agent, but I'm still busy with the issues to ensure that my party is represented at the command center. But I will update him later, maybe in the evening, of what is happening at the command center.
All right. When do you think we'll get the presidential results?
What has happened so far is we have the results are being physically transported to the National Command Center. We have what is called a V11 form, where all the results for a polling station are recorded. And these V11 forms have been transported to the National Command Center, and the officials there are now entering 10,985 of these V11 forms into the computer. And once they've entered, they also need to verify whether what they've entered corresponds to what is on the V forms. And then they collect, and they, later on, then they announce the results. So that is the process that is ongoing right now. And we feel that from my assessment, maybe tomorrow, later in the day, the process would be completed and results out.
Can anybody of the political parties check if they say the V11 that we have from Buhera East, this is the tally? Can they come and check the figures that you've entered here at head office?
Oh yes, what actually happens is, at a polling station, once you finish counting, you are supposed to display the results. So it's the responsibility of each and every political party, if they want to do quality control of ZEC's work, to collect all the results. And should they feel that there are discrepancies, then they can use that evidence to go to the electoral court.
And have there been any reports that have come through at this stage about discrepancies? I'm
not aware of any report that has come through. I believe all the results for the House of Assembly candidates that have been announced, nobody at this stage has disputed them, to my knowledge.
All right, Minister, thank you very much indeed for joining us and sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much.
All right. So that's the Minister of Justice, Minister Ziyambi Ziyambi, talking to us here live, and the situation in Harare. It sounds a little bit calm, but as I said a little bit earlier on, we saw army vehicles that were moving around. We're going to try and follow up on that story of that possible fatality, and we'll give you an update as soon as we can. Palesa?